Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Homesteading Off the Grid and another morning ramble. We've got 3 bulbs we're dedicating here this morning. I'm on the back side of our little wildlife refuge tree here because we're running out of room on the front. And I think we might have to start with another tree here soon. But anyway, we've got Wilma Gregory and we've got Daphne Paris. And this green one right here is going out to Leanne Rayfield, I believe is how you pronounce the last name. Raffield, maybe Raffield or Rayfield, in honor and memory of her daughter Taylor, who passed away in July at the age of 25. And guys, this broke me up yesterday when I read this, and combined with some other comments, a couple ladies, I'm not going to say who you are and specifically what you said, but what you said woke me up. You confirmed a suspicion I've been harboring for some time. I hoped was not true, and I'll get to this, but what these 2 ladies said, along with the story behind Leanne's daughter, her daughter Taylor, that story made me realize that it's time for us to move on and say goodbye in so long in a big way. And I think you're going to agree with me once I explain and once I tell these stories. So let me move over here and give you a beautiful sunrise view of, and guys, it's 35 degrees this morning and it feels like a heat wave. It's been so cold, so I'm not wearing the gloves and don't even have myself all zipped up to the core here. But we got a beautiful sunrise here. It's cloudy, but it blocks the sun enough to where it's not blinding us, but it gives us a beautiful view back there. So first of all, Wilma Gregory commented on our video yesterday, on yesterday's morning ramble. And by the way, guys and girls, thank you so much for all the happy birthdays. It's very touching. Thousands and thousands of them were pouring in, and thank you very much for that. Wilma Gregory commented that yesterday afternoon, so hopefully she's watching this today. We want to wish her a speedy recovery. Wilma had to have a lung biopsy. She had tumors and a mass that she needed to have poked and scraped to look for evidence of cancer. She said, and this is her words, quote, "I pull encouragement from the comments you make to others." And then she said, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. Bad things often come with friends. And she said that last Saturday, her 10-year-old niece died from an asthma attack. So Wilma Gregory, that first bulb on our wildlife refuge Christmas tree there is for you today. I hope that your biopsy went well. I hope the news is good, and I'm so sorry for your loss of your niece. Daphne Paris, the second bulb there, she's going through a lot of life situations right now that are not good. And she wrote, through the grace of God and a lot of prayer, she believes she'll get through it. She says it's very tough being it's the holidays. It makes it harder. And what's going on with her is that her little sister-in-law has colon cancer, and it's spread to her liver and her lungs. And her younger sister-in-law is not a very old woman. She's 59 years old, which is not old by any stretch of the means. And she started out with colon cancer, but it spread to her liver and her lungs. Daphne, our thoughts and prayers and well wishes, and not just here, our family, but the thousands of people that watch these videos are going out to you and your family. And as the deer come through the trail there from the forest to munch on the grass in our meadow, they're going to be noticing a new bulb that's for you and your family. And now, Leanne Rayfield, and Leanne, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your last name, Raffield, maybe Rayfield. Leanne had a daughter named Taylor who died at the age of 25 this past July. Her daughter Taylor had cystic fibrosis. She had had a double lung transplant, and she had actually survived that for 2 years. Guys, Leanne shared with us something her daughter said there in her final days, and this was so profound. This girl was 25 years old, and she said something more deep than probably any words that ever came out of my mouth. This is a quote from the comment that Leanne left for us yesterday on our video. Her daughter said that she wasn't afraid of dying. She was afraid of living life and not making a difference. Here was a young lady who was only 25 years old. She knew her time was up. I mean, the writing was on the wall with the health issues she had, the medical treatment she'd received. She knew she was at an end. And she wasn't scared of that. She was facing death in the eyes, and that didn't scare her. What scared her was the thought of living life without making a difference. And Leanne said that she made a difference in the lives of a lot of young people with cystic fibrosis with her positive outlook. There's no doubt in my mind that that's true. And now here, even, I guess, 6 months after her passing, she's making a difference in some lives here today, because she made me stop and think about what I'm doing, how I'm living, how I'm spending my time. And I would like to imagine that for everybody hearing these words, she's making you stop in your tracks as well. And the thing that came to my mind is, am I making a difference? Are we making a difference? Because it's not death we have to fear. It's like this young girl who died at 25 said, the fear we must face is living a life in which we don't make a difference. So there were a couple of comments. I mean, we got hundreds and hundreds of comments yesterday. And there are two women I really want to thank. I'm not going to say their names, and I'm not going to say specifically what they said, because I don't want to make it appear as if I'm showing any ill will toward people in my situation, because I would never want to do that, out of respect for them and my love for them in my heart. But I've had a couple of suspicions that I believe these two ladies confirmed with their comments. I know I'm being vague, and I'm very sorry, but it's to protect people who I love. But they shared their experiences from the other side of estrangement, why they did it, how it took them many years to realize that they might not have been doing the right thing, especially for the right reason, how they finally came to terms with their healing, and then they finally closed the gap in their relationships, and now they're living happily ever after. And I guess I've been asking myself why. They kind of answered the question for me that I didn't want, the answer I did not want, but the answer I feared may be true. So what's this have to do with what Taylor said? Here's what it has to do. It has everything to do with what Taylor said. I talked yesterday in the morning ramble about pain, about loss, about losing loved ones, about being estranged from loved ones. But then I talked about how time doesn't heal all wounds, but it does make the holes in our heart grow smaller. The holes are always there, but they do get smaller. Well, then what? Then what? Do we stay where we are, and do we pat ourselves on the back because of how far we've come with acceptance? With being, I mean, I can look at where I am today and look at where I was. I mean, yesterday was my birthday. Me, and dearly my wife, and our son Daniel had a great time. We went and we picked Daniel up from school. We went into town, into Charlottesville. We went to one of our favorite spots to eat. We ate some of our favorite food. And, you know, I used to have a birthday buddy who turned 20 yesterday. She's no longer my birthday buddy here physically, but I made Daniel my birthday buddy a few years back when I finally said to myself, you know what, I'm not going to deprive those who are with me today of the love they are deserving of because of those who are not with me. So Daniel is now my birthday buddy. Does that mean I've replaced the old one? Absolutely not. But that means I'm not depriving myself or him or my wife of the happiness we can have today because of the love we share. So I said, Daniel, what do you want to do today on my birthday? And he always gets so excited, and he's only 7 years old, and he says, I want to go bowling. So after we ate, we went to the bowling alley in Charlottesville, AMF Kegler's. They're on 29 North, and we were one of, I think, 3 groups of people in there bowling because it was like 4:30 in the afternoon in the middle of the week, and we had a blast. And Daniel won like he always does. We always do our best, and he usually always wins. Yesterday he was in third. I was winning. The birthday boy was winning. Dearly was in second. Daniel was in third. So I was going last. I had 2 bowls to go. I don't know much about bowling. We just know to roll the ball, and I use bumpers too. I'm not very good. So Daniel says, I want your last bowl. You take the first one, I take the last. I was like, okay. So I bowl, and I knock down 9 of the 10 pins. There's only one left. So Daniel, 7 years old, looks at the score. He goes, okay. He says, I'm losing, but he says, if I knock down that 1 pin, I win. It was a sucker bet, and I took it. And this kid rolls that ball, and he hit that one pin, and so that's how he won. He won on a sucker bet his daddy took, and it paid off for him. We had a blast. We had an absolute blast. I had so much fun on my birthday. Now, so my point of this is I can compare that to where I was 4 years ago. 5 years ago, we didn't speak of my birthday on my birthday because of who was not with me on that day. Now we enjoy that. So I've come a long way. But the question is, now what? I can't sit by idly and congratulate myself and pat myself on the back for having overcome this pain and come to this level of acceptance. I must continue to move forward. I must say goodbye to the spot I'm at. I must say so long because I've got to be moving on. What's the point of recovery? What's the point of healing? What's the point of getting better if we don't live in such a way that we make a difference? Taylor, at 25 years old, cystic fibrosis, double lung transplant recipient, survivor, knew she was in her final days, and she said her biggest fear was not dying, but living a life in which she doesn't make a difference. When we have pain, when we have these situations, we're holding that cannonball and we're sinking to the bottom of the ocean. When we come to a level of acceptance and when we have healing, in order for that to happen, we've got to let go of that ball or we continue to sink. For many years, I was sinking. For many years, many of you who have shared your issues with us were sinking. We're here today, gathered for this video in recovery because we've let go of the ball. But it took the words of a dying 25-year-old young lady to make me realize once we let go of that ball, we don't stay in place. We start rising back to the top. We move on. We say goodbye and so long to the spot we were in and go on and make a difference. Otherwise, continuing to live our lives is really, what's the worth in it? I believe many of you have done that. I believe John Schwartz has done it after he lost his son Josh. John has done it by coming on here and telling us what he's done, how he healed, and by showing us the strength to continue to living life and going forward. You know, John commented yesterday on the video about how the night before his son died, he was out for a walk with his son, and from out of the blue, for seemingly no reason whatsoever, his son Josh turned to him at 36 years old, a grown man, almost at middle age, turned to him and said, "You know what, Dad? You were the best dad I could have ever asked for. You did everything the right way." Something to this effect. There's something out here in this universe that is just profound. There is meaning. I don't know what you call that thing, and I don't know what you call this meaning in our lives, but it's there, and it's there for a reason, and I really believe it's there to benefit others. We go through what we go through, not just so we can get through it and say, "Oh, wow, I got through that. Here I sit, having gotten through that." It's to move forward, to move on, to say goodbye and so long to the spot we were in and go out and tell the others, spread the good news about what we did to get there so that they can get out of that spot they're in too. Okay? We don't let go of the cannonball that's dragging us down to the bottom of the floor of the ocean to drown, just to stay halfway between the top and the bottom. It's to keep going, to start rising again, to move forward and share the good news. So guys, I want to thank each and every single one of you who come here every day and share your good news with me. I hope these three folks to whom we dedicated these Christmas ornaments are watching. I hope you appreciate it. We appreciate you. Keep your stories coming in, folks. I have lots of bulbs left. I'm getting ready to go pick up some more of different colors to make it a little bit more colorful up here, and I'm getting ready to move over to that other tree. That little eastern red cedar is almost full. I want that sucker to be full within the next 2 days. I will come up here and do this twice a day if I have to, because I've got my eyes on an autumn olive. They call it an invasive species here. They say it's terrible. It's taking over. You know what? I believe it's a beautiful bush. It rejuvenates the soil. It provides berries for the wildlife and the birds. It has beautiful flowers that smell great in the spring, and it's just beautiful to look at. Tell us your stories of your experience, strength, your hope, your healing, your overcoming adversity, and we're going to put bulbs up there on that olive autumn and show the people who say it's invasive that know it's actually beautiful. We're going to decorate something that is viewed by bad with the outcome of something that once was bad that is now good, and that's our healing, our recovery, our strength, our hope, and our faith. So guys, thanks for being with me for another morning ramble here at Homesteading Off the Grid. And since it is a heat wave and all 35 degrees, I'm going to get down there and start chopping some firewood. And we'll see you for more next time from here at Homesteading Off the Grid.